That's me.
Okay. Showtime.
Grab my stuff.
Woo!
Make sure I'm ready.
Woo-hoo!
There we go. And then the robot. I'm showing my edge a little bit, but
This is the part of our streams, if you've ever followed us on YouTube. This is the part you don't normally see because they're off to the side. But welcome to our TikTok live debut. I'm sure we're going to mess this up a couple of times. So for those of you out there, feel free to throw suggestions at the bottom of what we could do to improve. But behind the camera, this is Steve. We're with On the Ring Apron. We've been doing this for a little over 3 years now and have somehow managed to survive the crazy world of social media.
you know what I was thinking? And this is just off the cuff. I was literally taking a shower because I came straight from work, taking a shower. I said, we've been with Mania Club for 3 years, and we've been doing this show for 3 years. Wow. Okay, wow.
But it is what it is. But either way, follow us on all our social medias. Of course, if you're watching us on TikTok, that means you already know about us. Just hit that follow button up in the corner. But then we're also on Twitter, YouTube, Hive, Instagram, and Facebook. Now I'll go ahead and answer the question that both these young ladies asked me. What's Hive?
Yes.
It's Canada Twitter.
Very nice.
Hey, if Elon decides he's going to send it through the ground, we're ready. But we are a subsidiary of a group called Mania Club. For those of you who haven't followed, check them out on Facebook. Nationwide, worldwide community now. We've met so many followers from like New Zealand. We've had friends from England, Australia, just all over the world of folks who just community-wise just join in to be part of wrestling. But this is our official mock draft. It's the second time we've done this. The first one we did through Instagram post 2 years ago. So hopefully you guys will jump in, enjoy it. I know we're going to kind of start off small here, but we're going to do our best to keep it fed, as well as possible. For those of you watching it later on YouTube or on one of the other social medias, still feel free to drop comments, and let us know how we did. But as you can probably see from the shirts, we have our respective brands represented. Kia will be representing Monday Night Raw. This is why we normally don't do lives. Because they get giggly and all of a sudden a 1 hour event turns into like a 3 hour event. Of course, I'm just as equally guilty of that. But anyway, Kia representing Monday Night Raw in the red. Alyssa representing Friday Night SmackDown in the blue. So we went ahead and discussed it, a couple of draft rules. So we're just going to run them here real quick, keep it simple. 5 rounds. We did say 1 for each day of the week, but scheduling has forced us to have to do it all here today. 5 picks per show for each round. You can choose an individual, a team, or a stable. Champions have to be chosen separately from any stables, and tag teams have to be taken together. What that means is that Roman Reigns must be drafted separately from the Bloodline. Rhea Ripley has to be drafted separately from the rest of Judgment Day, etc. And that if you are a tag team championship team, you must be drafted together. Also, the women's champions, the Raw and SmackDown women's champions, as well as the Intercontinental and U.S. champions, must be drafted in tandem, so as soon as one gets selected, the other brand automatically will get the other champion. You can only choose a maximum of 2 stables and 3 tag teams over the course of the entire draft, so choose wisely. And members of a respective team or stable can still be selected individually, which would remove them from their stable. An example in this case would be if you selected Jey Uso from the Bloodline. At that point, Jey Uso would be selected individually. And if you choose the Bloodline after that, you get every member except for Jey. We also are going to allow a maximum of 3 NXT call-ups to come up to either Raw or SmackDown. So even NXT is up for grabs, similar to Triple H. Before we get started, ladies, y'all's thoughts on doing this for the first time? Kia second, but Alyssa, you're first.
I'm excited. I think it definitely took me a little bit out of my comfort zone because, normally we just do, picks. This one, I had to, envision, what I'd want my show to look like. So, if you didn't get picked, no offense, yeah, don't fight me, please. Much love.
And this is going to go on for a little bit. We're going to keep each pick relatively quick because we know how TikTok is. It's all about getting in, getting moving. So, quick explanation, then move to the next one. Kia?
On to the next. I'm excited. Again, you said this is my second year, which it is. First year, it was on Instagram. Via Instagram, go back, take a look. This year, it's TikTok. I think TikTok is all the rage at this point. Everybody's on it. It's like Instagram and TikTok are there, and then there's YouTube.
And speaking of TikTok, for those of you who have taken the time to follow us over the last couple of days, weeks, thank you so much. I mean, our stock has significantly gone up in this, and it's followers like you guys that are the ones that are keeping us going. So we very much appreciate it. You got to get to at least 1,000 followers before you can do lives anyway. So we kind of needed that push, but that late WrestleMania push really helped out. So
also, if you have friends that are on TikTok and big wrestling fans and want to hear wrestling news, picks, opinions. No dirt sheets. We don't do dirt sheets.
No.
Have them come over here and join us. We look forward to have y'all.
And also something else at the top before we get started is that we do have a little TikTok goal, as we stated earlier. We're brand new to this, so we definitely want the opportunity to be able to continue to bring you guys great content. So if you are able to support us with, a couple of little TikTok slogans or gifts, that would be greatly appreciated. If we do get enough of them, we do giveaways. We've given out meet and greets, virtual meet and greets at WrestleMania. We've given out title belts, t-shirts,
pop dolls.
Yep. So, there's lots of fun stuff on here that you can be able to get. So be sure to, anytime you see us, make sure you jump in for a little while. And, any support you can give us is appreciated. But I think they ready to draft. So we went ahead and flipped a coin before we got started. Kia, you ultimately won the toss and chose to go first. So therefore, you will get the first pick of the official mock draft. And Kia, go ahead and take us on our way. Who do you got for your first one?
So my first pick of the On the Ring Apron draft for 2023 are the Bloodline.
Period.
The ones.
And don't worry, we come with theme music. So an interesting choice here because, as we did mention, the Roman does have to be taken separately from the rest of the members of the Bloodline. So Raw is taking both of the Usos as well as Solo Sikoa, but you do not get Roman Reigns in this one. Out of curiosity, why the Bloodline over Roman Reigns?
I feel like, nothing against Roman. I feel like over the last several years, he's done really good work. I just feel like, why do you want to separate brothers? Real life brothers, on-screen brothers. Why would you want to do that? You're separating family. And I get, Roman is their cousin or whatever. But I'm not going to separate, especially when they're all strong in their own right. They all have something to bring to the table. I couldn't do it. I feel like Roman, he's fine by himself. The Usos and Solo can be working together.
We did have a question in here asking what is the drafting for? This is the WWE draft. It's coming up. The live one is coming up this Friday starting on SmackDown, and then it's going to carry into Monday Night Raw on Monday. But we're doing a fun little mock draft. Who would we take for our respective brands? We've done this for a couple of years now, so a chance to kind of see where we would go with our respective picks, and then seeing how well WWE chooses to match it up.
Yeah.
But good explanation. I don't think we're going to have to venture too far on SmackDown's first pick, are we? Alyssa, who you got?
If y'all don't know, y'all are about to learn.
Real quick.
Alyssa loves the Tribal Chief. So my first pick for our On the Ring Apron mock draft is the Tribal Chief.
I don't think
This makes me emotional. Oh my God.
Roman, if you're watching this is what you do to her.
I do believe this is where comment from school comes in. But that is not appropriate. That is not appropriate for right now.
But I don't think that's that venture too far. It's hard to pick against choosing Roman Reigns right now, especially with one of the early picks. And I think, it really was, you knew kind of the Bloodline and Roman Reigns were going to go 1 and 2 based on how it was. It was just a matter of who was going to take who. I'll say I was surprised. I think I would have taken Roman. But, with the introduction of the new World Heavyweight title, Raw's got a title now. Of course, this, by our draft, would keep the WWE Universal title on SmackDown and would move the new World Heavyweight Championship, whoever it's going to be, to Monday Night Raw. So you're looking at Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa being your first contenders potentially for the new World Heavyweight title on Monday Night Raw. So, hey, not hard to argue with the first two so far. Again, we appreciate it. This is our mock draft as we go through. We're moving on to pick 3 of the first round. Kia, it spins back to you. Who do you have for your second pick and third overall?
Well, for me, I am the hugest fan of this woman. I love her. She is part of the 4 Horsewomen for WWE. My pick for this draft right now is Becky Lynch, the man, Becky Lynch.
And for the last several years, you've seen Becky Lynch enter into these good storylines and whatnot, and ultimately you end up, choosing her as the first woman of this draft. So many other available choices, but every storyline she's been in has been a good one. And you also choose Becky Lynch despite the fact that both women's champions were readily available as well. So why Becky here?
Here's the thing. The evolution, literally the evolution from her coming from NXT, the debut of NXT, her coming from NXT, coming to the main roster, and actually being able to be thrown into any storyline, any script with anyone at any time. I've seen her join her husband. I've seen her go head-to-head with Sasha. I've seen her go with Charlotte. I've just seen a lot. She can be a face, she can be a heel, she can go up, she can go down, and the fact she's left, had Rue, came back and looks as good as ever and is still continuing to climb uphill, I don't see why you wouldn't pick Becky.
And now you are a storyline now where she's going to be feuding with Trish and, working with Lita. I mean, 2 absolute legends of the business, Hall of Famers. So, not a bad pick here. Obviously, at one point, the double champ, the champ.
Chomp.
Already a good first women's pick. SmackDown. We're gonna counter with a choice here. Who do you have it for?
My second pick, the 4th pick overall, I took Charlotte Flair.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, hail the queen. Serious though.
Matching that ferocity by getting what most people would argue to be one of, if not the most competitive women in the business in Charlotte Flair, the 14-time world champion.
Oh, yeah.
I like how people try to come for her.
Right.
And every time they come for her, it doesn't matter if she's in wrestling gear, it doesn't matter if she's a heel. I've seen her take off her heels to fight a man.
Thank you.
I'm not coming for you. You
No.
are safe.
You
Your
got it,
title
girl.
is safe. You got this,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yeah, I tell you one thing. I will say it like this. Do you know how hard it is to find a picture of Charlotte Flair without holding a championship title? It's really hard to find a picture of her without a championship belt. So the fact that she doesn't have one right now, but hey, she's living the best life. Married.
Yeah.
She's living the good life right now.
Actually, and I know we talked about it yesterday. I really tried the moment y'all said that. I was like, I bet I could find one. No.
you cannot.
No, there's not one out there without her holding the title.
And that's it. Well, you gave it a shot. I went through about 3 Google screens to finally find one. Thank you guys for the support. Again, we do have a little gift notification thing at the top. This is our first TikTok live. We want to try to work it out well. As we stated earlier, we do giveaways and other things. So by all means, if you have an opportunity to help us out, we'd appreciate it. Do I even want to ask?
No.
I do not. Okay. So shifting back to Monday Night Raw, this will be your 3rd pick and number 5 overall. Where are you heading?
So I decided to go ahead and go for an NXT person. I'm glad I chose this person. And who would it be? None other than him, Carmelo Hayes. Y'all know this thing is addictive.
So going with an NXT pick early in the draft, as you're going to take the NXT champion Carmelo Hayes with number 5.
I'm not gonna sit here and have y'all fooled. At first, it was hard to get behind him, but with everything that he's done and everything that he's going to do, it was an easy call. And plus, he looks good doing it. So why not?
I don't have an issue with the pick. I think the only thing that I think may potentially be brought into question is him being selected this early in the draft. But if you got belief that he's, the future of Raw, especially with the World Heavyweight title going to Monday Night Raw, Carmelo immediately enters into championship contention, especially bringing the NXT title with him. So, it'll be curious to see how he does over there.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time someone has done that, though.
No, it's not.
So I feel like he could do it.
Absolutely. First NXT pick used. You've also used a stable at this stage as well. So, a couple of those down already, but it's fine. You got a long draft to go. SmackDown. They've got a good stable and a couple of champs over there on Raw. We need a good pick here. Who are you taking at 6?
When I think of star power, I've already taken 2 of my big stars, 2 of my favorites. But it was a no-brainer when it came to this one. My third pick is going to be Seth freaking Rollins. Yeah. Looking good while we do it. So.
I'm just curious to see what their wardrobe budget is between that household.
Honestly. Yeah. For this one, it was a no-brainer. I knew he was coming to my brand. Yeah, I knew he was coming.
What do you think he's gonna wear?
Something immaculate, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have no doubts. At this point, I don't even try and pick what this man is going to wear, because you can pick one thing and it's going to the exact opposite, and it's still going to look good. Okay?
Still fantastic.
Okay.
By the way, I found those red boots online.
Oh dear Lord!
So I don't know if I might want to get them and have him sign them.
Oh dear Lord!
I want the oversized hat myself, but that's just me. But and a chance to continue the Seth Roman rivalry, because those are your first 2 male superstars over on SmackDown. So immediately putting them right into the tussle. Hey, Seth is all about competition and going for the big guns and the big matches, regardless of who he's facing. And now you set him up to potentially keep rivaling with Roman.
I like how you put 2/3 of the Shield on your side, minus Moxley, who may he be doing well.
Well, if he can quickly sign an NXT contract, then, we can maybe sneak him in here. Raw, we're moving to the 7th pick of the first round. Monday Night Raw, where are we heading?
So I am going to let y'all know I am big into women's competition. I feel like women can do it just as good as the men, if not better. So my pick for this round for our draft is Ronda Rowdy Rousey, and Shayna Baszler.
Where's Shrek?
I have one comment to make, if you don't mind.
It's your show. It's your turn. So
Okay,
absolutely, comment away.
First of all, you couldn't actually take both intros, break them down, and mesh them together and do a mashup. If you're gonna have a partner like Shayna, I feel like her intro would be good, a good mashup.
All I'm saying is when she's going out to wrestle a match,
Why
and
is
it's her,
Yeah.
use her theme.
Don't be
use
using her thing.
Ronda.
I mean, no
Just because
offense.
she's showing up don't mean you gotta play her music.
No, I feel
Nothing
like,
against her music.
No.
Nothing against her, but let her be her own star.
but her intro it's awesome.
Well, also, and it's an interesting pick here. I think a majority of mock drafts that I've seen up to this point have Ronda going lower, Shayna lower than Ronda if they're going separately. Some drafts don't have Shayna going at all. So Ronda's on most lists, though. But in this point, you're taking both of them due to the tag team rules, so you're using one of your teams here as well, but also introducing a lot of star power and a lot of visuals, because reality is, regardless of whether you like or don't like Ronda Rousey, the fact is you will turn on your TV when she's on.
Right, because you want to know what she's going to say, what she's going to do, what she's going to wear, and when she's going to come out and attack you, and who she's going to take out backstage. Her and Shayna both. Right?
So star power seemed to be the thing for that one, similar to Seth at number 6 there. So we move back to SmackDown for pick 8 of the first round. Alyssa, where are you heading?
So what you guys will notice is I'm gonna have hard hitters. I'm gonna have women, but you also need some entertainment and talented entertainment at that. Okay, go on and give me the New Day. Thank you. Yes, you did. I need you to say it, Steven. When they come in, I need you to say it.
Oh, I get to say it? Great. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-black woman Atlanta Church Choir. Only in Atlanta can you get away with that.
I will see myself out.
There's a door right there, door right there.
Door right here. I will
Shoot windows.
The background of this story is our oldest son, who was probably 11 at the time, maybe. Screamed that at the top of his lungs at an Atlanta house show, and it caused everyone within 4 sections to just bust out laughing. So it's become a staple, whenever the New Day ends up coming out. But you're right. I mean, you get the entertainment value, plus you get wrestling value, because you get 2 former WWE champions in both Kofi Kingston and Big E. We, of course, are doing this under the impression, I assume, that you've got Big E as a returner eventually.
Absolutely.
9, 10 world, tag team titles between them. Kofi's got 15 tag team titles on his own.
3.
I mean, a lot of history of gold there. Their championship resume is almost unmatched.
Thank you.
Yes.
Remember when they first started, we said this will never work, and boy was I wrong, and historically wrong.
So we were sitting in Dallas. I think we were sitting in Dallas.
San Francisco.
Okay, my mind remembers Dallas. So we were sitting somewhere in the world.
Somewhere.
And we sat here and said that this team, this group, this faction, this stable would not work. Boy, I feel like, because they are working how many years later? 4, 5, 6?
8. Well, 8 now.
Okay, see, the math's off. I'm not good at math, so let's go ahead and put that under the rug. But I like this pick. I like the entertainment. Of course, I'm going to laugh, but I laugh at anything that's funny. So, yeah.
And if you're good.
I was about to say, I need people on my show that can wrestle, that can make me laugh, that can hold their own on the mic. I need storylines.
And the reality is you get all of it with the New Day. And you also get the best of every combination in your stable pick, because you get people who can compete in singles, tag, 6-man, main event, tag team, mid-card. What do you need? Just an entertainment show tonight? What do you need? The New Day can bring it all.
And you know what I love about the New Day? I'm not saying I don't love about everybody else. They support one another. Doesn't matter if they're at home on their couch. Don't matter if they're right there in the ring. Don't matter if they're standing outside the ring. I love the support between all 3 members.
I just remember the story of them saying when Big E got hurt and they came out in them singlets. He's talking about he saw his legs. I was like, but I'm gonna do it for you,
because he hadn't seen his legs in anything other than wrestling trunks in years.
Exactly.
And he's like, ooh, Lord, no, but for the support of your friend, and and Big E, we hope you're back soon. Last 2 picks of the first round. So Monday Night Raw with pick number 9. Where are you heading? She seems excited about this one.
I'm very excited. This is star power for me. Also, the evolution of this person is great. This person has come to WWE, has left, and has come back, which should be a giveaway. My pick, and one of my favorites, is none other than the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Woo!
I was like, why she so excited?
Love this man. Love this man. His evolution's been great too.
I feel like I'm required to be up here like.
Adrenaline in my soul. Every fight out of control.
If we're going to get copyright banned, you might as well go ahead and sing away.
Okay.
About to blow. Ready for me to start the show.
Hold on. Excuse me.
Whoa!
Boom!
Yeah.
I was younger.
The average mock draft at this point has Cody going at around pick 4 in most drafts, but falling all the way to 9 in ours. But you see the picks that are in front of him, but I really think they're all interchangeable. Based on his run to WrestleMania and the fact that he's only taken a single defeat since he's returned almost a full year plus ago. It's not hard to imagine why you take Cody here, but by all means, explanation here.
Why wouldn't you take the American Nightmare? This man has left WWE, has come back as a surprise entrant. First of all, he's faced Seth not one time, not two times, not three times, and has torn the pec off the bone, wrestled a full 30-minute match, and beat Seth. Nothing against Seth, but hey, why not? And then to continue to give respect to everybody that you go against, everybody that is in the locker room, I commend that. And you know something that Cody has done that it is hard for other people to do?
Dyed his hair white?
No, that's not hard for other people to do. No, he's given respect to everybody, including Roman. I like a respectable, I like a genuine, I like a humble Southern, because he is Southern. I love it that you can give respect to everybody that you come across and wrestle and understand. That's not an easy feat for a lot of people, but Cody makes it look easy. Just like him taking off his shirt this past Monday.
And he gets to continue his feud. You know, likely him and the Bloodline will continue to keep crashing into each other. So, a good pick here. So we move to our last pick of the first round. 10 picks per round. So, Friday Night SmackDown. You need a hard hitter here. Do you got someone in mind?
I surely do. I went ahead and used my first NXT call-up. Yeah, he doesn't need much of an introduction. Let's just go ahead and go with Braun Breaker.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Holla if you hear me!
Can we say this man looks fine in black? I like it. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you know what? It matches up with Kia's pick earlier, taking Carmelo Hayes early in the draft with her first NXT pick. So now SmackDown using theirs, taking the year-long plus runner of the NXT Championship in Braun Breaker, coming up as one of your big hitters here on SmackDown. You know, everybody already ready to, you know, there have been a lot of people who have anointed that Braun Breaker is the person who probably has the best shot of dethroning Roman over the next year or so. Me personally, I don't think he's going to be the guy that's going to do it, but he definitely has the backing and the star power to do it, especially combining his family lineage as well as what he's done in NXT up to this point. He's going to get one more shot at the NXT title as he rematches with Carmelo here in a couple of weeks at Battleground. So, you know, a good pick here.
I like it. I like the Braun Breaker where he was face and he had all the colorful this and that and this and that. But now he is here in that black.
That man said the time to be for is now. Okay,
right now.
Let's go.
Did you like? Hold on one second. Did you like the fact that he actually came out and he actually had me fooled with the whole nice guy act? Because you know he was a nice guy all the way until he got his title taken, and then at that point it was, I'm done being nice. My title is gone. You're about to be gone too, Carmelo, and that's my pick. But either way, I'm like, ooh.
I like it. I think it's the perfect way to send him up when he gets called up.
Yeah.
So already you look at the history as we go ahead, and that does conclude round one. A quick summary for those of you who might have joined us after the first couple of picks. We should have had y'all flip chairs, but that's all right.
It's all right.
So Monday Night Raw on the right, choosing the Bloodline, Becky Lynch, NXT Champion Carmelo Hayes, the team of Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. SmackDown going with the WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, Charlotte Flair, Seth freaking Rollins, The New Day, and Braun Breaker getting called up from NXT. So, I mean, you look at it, you're starting to, you know, set up your women's division on Monday Night Raw. You've also got a couple of hard hitters. SmackDown immediately taking care of their world title situation right off the bat, making sure you've got your first tag team and your first set of hard hitters in terms of The New Day, and getting, arguably, by most people's standards, the top woman in the division in Charlotte on your side as well, keeping her on the blue brand. Pretty good first round, I'd say, so far.
Yay.
The crowd seems to agree. You know, a lot of applause. So out of curiosity, we'll take about a minute or so here to let it kind of simmer here. But just out of curiosity in the crowd, who do you think's got the upper hand through one round? We got 5 of them total. So who do you think has the upper hand so far? And ladies, comment on each other's picks. Alyssa, what do you think about Raw so far?
all I'm gonna say is I wanted Carmelo, and I wasn't gonna take Cody because I know how you feel about Cody. But yeah, I think you did really well with especially Becky Lynch and Carmelo Hayes. You know, of course, I wanted to keep the bloodline together, but
I'm sorry.
You can't always get what you want. So,
Kia, your thoughts on SmackDown?
I'm gonna go ahead and say this with all respect. You have to understand this is your first everything.
mm-hmm.
I am very proud of you with your picks as far as our other shows and how you communicate and how you've gotten so into it and invested and dedicated. And I'm sitting here like, okay, she don't know what she talking. Wait a minute, I had to go back and read. But as far as your picks, I'm loving this competition. I'm loving to see this whole new Alyssa emerge. All right, she gonna take this person. I'm gonna take this person.
Watch this.
Watch this.
Hold my drink.
Okay, we knew for a guaranteed fact nobody was taking Roman. It's just like my Cody.
Exactly.
It's just like my Cody.
I was like, if she takes Roman, I'm taking Cody. I don't care.
Yeah,
and we just gonna be feuded.
We gonna
it will. We'll be here. Look like two big old Barneys. What you
see
mean?
me? See you?
Yeah, I see you. You see me?
You took the Queen. You took Seth freaking Rollins, who's freaking awesome anyway. You took Humor with the New Day, and then Braun Breaker, who went from face to heel.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you have a good starting off point. Good job. Thank you. Thank you.
Your women's division will definitely be great. It's gonna be probably better than mine, but hey.
Plenty
we
more.
Don't know yet.
Plenty more fun to come. Just reading through the just some of the early comments that have come in here, but I mean it's pretty split down the middle. I'm seeing a lot of folks liking the Raw selections up at the top. The Ronda Shayna pick is the only one that's kind of getting some question marks, you know. But I think that was expected. You took them a little earlier than most drafts would have them, but you have your reasons.
Yeah.
You know, you're a person who likes to build your women's division. You believe that that's your strong point and where you can really stand with things.
Yeah.
Especially since you're going to have to wait a month to crown a new world champion, so you got to have some form of entertainment right off the bat.
Yep.
So you know, I mean, I don't think there's really much question there. The Braun Breaker pick though is a surprise to most people, but they like the pick. I think maybe just a little earlier than most people's thoughts. Carmelo seemed to be dropping right there. Everyone was a lot of exclamation points and a lot of hearts for that pick. So Carmelo seemed to get a lot of popular ones. And a couple of questions that are down at the bottom. Why the Bloodline and Roman Reigns are separate. We had in our rules, champions have to be selected separately from their respective stables. So Roman had to be selected separately. Now, in theory, if SmackDown had not chosen Roman Reigns, then Raw could have selected Reigns with their second pick to keep them all together. But by the rules of our draft, they have to be drafted separately. The same would go for people like Rhea Ripley or with the Judgment Day. The only rule is that tag team champions